This is a poem about spring, but we've got to get through the winter first, so please do bear with me. Beginning, a poem in 2 parts. Part 1, Dis. This poem is about disaster. It is about turning 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It is something about shaving my legs for the first time and bleeding wildly into the tub because I took off more skin than hair and no one had ever showed me how to do it right. Oh, yes, this poem will contain blood and bodies and puberty and possibly mentions of sex and other forms of disaster. I will try to be cautious as I go. I walked a finely threaded tightrope of, I guess I should do this, and why did you do that? Everything around me seemed to say it's time to become an adult, a woman. Look at your breasts, triangular, flopping in the thin, clinging fabric of your shirt. Look at your hair, baby thin, and sprouting in patches on legs, armpits, and crotch. Look at you, becoming the thing you were always meant to be. This is a poem about dysphoria. It is about hating so fully the things that happened to me, not of me. Things that I never asked for and never wanted. It is about shame and hatred and furious wailing up to an unhearing God at 16 years old, 11 years ago. I am still in recovery from all of this, but here's what I remember. Act 1. I buy my bras from Target, made of shiny, itchy sweat material a size too small. They pinch, and I'm too embarrassed to say, so at the end of the day, my skin is all rashes and red marks. I am allergic to my own sweat, which doesn't help. I giggle with the other girls in my year about boys and kissing and crushes, even though I would rather be sick all over my favorite shirt than let anyone come anywhere near my lips. That's disgusting. I hide my body inside a mountain of fabric. Or I squeeze it into feminine shapes, curves and figure eights and hourglasses. My triangular breasts become smooth and round in my poking underwire bra that rips in the first wash and spends the rest of its life halfway crammed into the tender flesh of my armpit. I wear one-piece bathing suits with little skirts so that no one will see the fat on my stomach or my thighs, but they'll still think that I look cute. I put on one thong and I regretted it for years. Boys confess to me and I turn them all down. One boy confesses to me who I maybe like, but the thought of him trying to kiss me makes me feel cold and sick. And someone whispers, I hear he loves sex. His last girlfriend said. So nothing ever happens. And he happily dates someone else while I wait for someone to ask me to the prom. No one does. It's okay. I go with one of the girls I'm friends with, but I don't properly ask her because I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I applied to all the wrong colleges. I sing in every choir. I get straight A's. Straight. I am president of several honor societies. I am on the track team. I'm on the varsity trivia team, and I compete on local TV while I'm pale green and sweating from a full-blown stomach bug. I'm the person people call. I'm the girl you take home to mother. I am panicking in front of my choir teacher. How long have you been feeling this way? She's young. I think that in retrospect. maybe a little older than I am now. And she's kind, behind black-rimmed glasses. I don't know. I can barely breathe. I'm gasping with sobs. I am sensitive. I've always heard it. You're so sensitive. You're so dramatic. Yes, I'm strange. And I'm too smart. I'm cold. I'm intimidating. I'm not soft or feminine. I don't yield. I am brutal and stubborn and gasping in front of my choir teacher. And I'm not cut out for this. I am not meant to carry this weight. I look at myself in the mirror and my body is a balloon that is ready to pop. And I want to diminish myself into the soft pink thing that you think I am, but I don't want you to call me hun or baby or sweetheart, because you definitely don't say that to my manager, who is a man, when he gets the mail from you. I want to exist like a comet in space, floating gently in the orbit of all things at once. I want to be what I am quietly and let the dust settle around me. I want you to leave me alone here, in the eye of the disaster I have made of myself, so I can touch each exploded piece gently, fix myself up with scraps of gold, and become. Part 2, the becoming. On the day that I die, it will finally be possible to look at my life's work. A serialized collection of novels. Someone, not me, because I'll be dead, will sit down with their magnifying glasses and a fine-toothed comb and say, there, stop, right there. That's the end of chapter 1. And maybe it's only the remarkable and tumultuous events of my birth. I wonder how many volumes will exist in the entirety of my life. I hope that there are many, and that each one ends on a cliffhanger, which is a convention that I especially love. I hope that they do not feel formulaic, that the same old patterns do not repeat. I hope that in the varied dog-eared pages, we find some of the same lovable characters throughout the years, each with their own perfect story arc, and that new characters enter the scene, early, middling, and quite late, and leave ripples like stones in smooth pond water. I hope that I am closer to the beginning of my novel series than the end now, because I finally feel like I am becoming. Something that I never knew about growth is that it can feel cyclical and retroactive, and more like a return to something that is than an emergence of something that has never been. A collection of odds and ends and whispers and fancies that felt like childhood, but were actually me. Trying to poke soft green feelers through frozen ground as if to say, is it springtime yet? Is it safe? And the growth comes up from the ground beneath my feet, and somewhere deep and oblong below my navel, hot and inviting, like a rock on a beach in summer. And it's spring and summer and winter and fall, my favorite season, and it has always been this way. And I have always been this way. These days, when I brush my hair over the sink, strands get stuck in the bristles, or the drain, or my ass crack, and I pluck them out. Purple, violet, faded to silver. Perfect. I am in a Zoom meeting, and we are all meant to introduce ourselves, and someone says to me, "Ladies first," and I say, "Actually, I'm not a lady, but I don't mind going first." There is a warmth that feels like summer that creeps in around the edges. And I stand on the shores of the island that I was born on, and I swore I would never return to, and I feel my feet sink into the sand, and know that each moment, each page, each sentence, each word, each breath, now, I am just beginning.